Okay, boys and girls, today we are going to be looking at how to make a scatter plot on your graphing calculator. So I have three things open on my screen here. I've got my graphing calculator. I'm going to go to the home screen, so I've got everything cleared. I've got a document that I have posted both on Google Classroom and the Google site called Regression Lines on a TI Calculator. These are basically the instructions for how to create a scatter plot and find a regression line. That's also known as the line of best fit. And the third thing I have over here is the data that we're going to be using. It's the year and the cost. It shows Adriana's hourly earnings for the year. So how much she earns per hour doing a job. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to enter your data. Oh, before that, one more thing we got to do. We got to check to make sure something called diagnostics is on. So you're going to click second, and then you're going to go down to the 0 that says catalog in blue. That's the list of everything your calculator can do. We're going to scroll all the way down to the D's, and we're looking for diagnostics. Now there's going to be a couple. There's going to be diagnostics on and there's going to be diagnostics off. Obviously we want to turn it on, so we're going to choose the one that says diagnostics on. There it is, diagnostic on. Once you put your arrow on it, click enter, and then click enter to run it. All right, now we're all set up. You will never have to do that again. You've turned it on now. Unless you replace your batteries or something, it'll be set like that. Okay, so we're going to enter in our data, and we're going to enter it into two different lists. One list is going to be the independent variable, the year, and the other list is going to be the dependent variable, the cost. So the first thing you need to do is press the Stat key on your calculator. You're going to select number 1, edit, by pushing enter. Now you see in list 1 that I've got something there, okay? If there is any data in either of these lists, use the following directions to clear the data. Hit the up arrow so that the list number is highlighted, so hit the up arrow. Press the clear button, and then press the down arrow to clear the list. All right, so we've got the list cleared. So we're going to be using list 1 and list 2. You see that you have list 4, 5, 6. You have several lists there that you can use. We're only going to need 2 of them. So we're going to enter in the independent variable, which is the year. So we got 2001. Enter. 2002, enter. 2003, enter. 2004, enter. 2005, enter. 2006, enter. And 2007, enter. Then you're going to use the arrow key, go to list 2, and we're going to enter the dependent variable, which is the cost. We got $10, enter. $10.50, enter. 11, enter. Notice it rounds it to what's important. We don't need all those zeros after the dollar. And $16.50. Now you always want to make sure that your data is correct. Double check it. Yep, mine looks good. Notice we have it ending at the same place. We have 7 data points. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to creating our scatter plot. We're going to hit the second, we're going to hit the second button and then the y equals button. See how it says stat plot above it? That's what we want. Second, y equals. And we're going to press 4 to select plots off. That's just going to make sure that they're all turned off. Okay, we're going to hit that second stat plot again, because sometimes when you guys are playing around, you accidentally turn some things on. We don't want any mistakes. Okay, so we're going to enter select plot 1, turn it on, and we're going to go down to the type, And you can see that that first one where it's blinking looks like a scatter plot. So we're going to click enter on that. And then we want the X list to be L1. So you can see in blue here, the L1. Yours probably automatically is set up to L1 and L2. All right, got everything looking good there. Those are all options you can play with, but you don't need to. All right, so we're moving on now to viewing our graph. Make sure your window is set appropriately. We're going to press the zoom button, and we're going to click stat. Zoom stat, that's number 9. And what that's going to do is it's automatically going to look at the values that you have entered in your dependent and your independent, and it's going to pick the best window for you. So we're going to click enter on zoom stat, and there is our data. Let's go ahead and look at the window and see what it shows. Click the window button. We're going from 2000 to 2007, and that's what our X's are. And we're going from 8 to 17, and that's what our Y's are. So it's really cool that it can help you out like that. All right, let's keep going here. Here is the cool part, finding the regression equation. The regression equation, again, is the line of best fits equation. So we're going to hit the stat button again. That's where we entered in the data to begin with. But this time we're not going to edit the data. We're going to calculate the data. So go over one menu to the right, and we're just going to select number 4, which is the linear regression. Now you notice it says AX plus B. Does that sound familiar? It should. Y equals MX plus B? Very similar, right? They just used an A instead of an M, right? So that's going to be a linear equation. We're going to click enter on that. And we want it to use the same lists that we used in our scatter plot. So notice I've got L2 and L2. I need to set a second one, L1 and L2. So we're good there. Go all the way down to the bottom and click calculate. Bam, there's all the good stuff, my friends. All right, so this is the format of the equation, y equals ax plus b. And instead of a, we have 1.2. So I'm going to make some space down here. Our equation is y equals, we're going to round. Let's round to say the nearest hundredths place. Y equals 1.21 x plus b, which is negative 2,420. And let's round to the tenths place, 0.3. Okay. Now, you see that r squared and that r? The one that we really want to know is the r. And the r has to do with our correlation. Okay. R is the correlation factor. If it is positive, then that means you have a positive correlation. If it's negative, that means you have a negative correlation. Now, the closer it is to the absolute value of 1, the stronger the correlation. All right, so remember we talked about weak and strong correlation. Our R value, as you can see, is 0.98. That's really close to 1. So we've got a strong positive correlation. Let's go back to our graph. What do you think? Does that look like a line? Heck yes, it does. Strong positive correlation. All right. So let's go ahead and move on there. There's the if your R does not appear. We did that at the very beginning. I knew your R would not appear. We needed to set that up. And the last thing that we want to do is we want to see this line on the scatter plot. So we're going to go to the y equals button. Notice I have something random typed in there. Clear that out. We don't need it. We're going to push the VARS button right there next to clear. We're going to press 5 to go to statistics. And we're going to press the right arrow twice to get the equations menu. And we want that first one that says regression equation. And that basically just stole the data that we collected and plugged it in for you. You could also type it in, but it wouldn't be as accurate or perfect. All right, so we're going to push graph to view the line. And there it is. Gorgeous. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is use that line to predict how much money per hour she will earn in 2015 this year. So we need to change our window because we want the years, the X values, to go all the way to 2015. And you know what? Let's go to 2017 just to give ourselves a little extra space so we can see it. And let's see. Oh, wow, that went really far. Okay. You know what? I bet we can't see how much she's earning. So we might need to change the dollars as well. What do you think? What about 25 as a maximum? Let's give that a try. All right, so we're going to hit trace and we're going to type in 2000. Oops. Clear graph. Trace. I clicked the wrong button there. We want to make sure we're on the line and we're going to type in 2015. No, we still can't see it. Look, y equals 26. So let's change our window again. Let's just go to 30 to be safe. Let's hit graph again. Hit trace again. Now see how it's flickering on the scatter plot? You got to use the arrow. Make sure you get on the line. We're on the line now. And we're going to click trace 2000. I hate it when it does that. Hold on. Graph. Trace. On the line. 2015. How much money is she making? Prediction, $26.46 an hour. All right, so I have shown you how to use your graphing calculator to enter your data, create your scatter plot, view the graph, find the equation, and put the equation on your scatter plot. You're going to want to practice this a couple times, so there's some homework. Your homework is number 1 and number 2. Make sure that you sketch your graph in your notebook. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a quick sketch. And label your axes so we know what window you chose. All right, that'd be it for today.